Well, good morning, world. It's extremely early here. Mr. Miro woke up very, very early thinking he was some kind of wild panther and has been bouncing around the house. And I guess he wants me to get up and do some drawing. So, here we are. Very early, but probably a good time to do some drawing while the earth is quiet. Are you in the mood to do some drawing with me? Let's do it. Let's get some drawing done, okay? Go get your paints and your brushes and your ink and your pens and whatever you need. And let's start the day. The best way to start a day, doing some drawing. You ready? Let's go. Well, hello and welcome back. Back to the Inky channel. And today we're going to do some inky drawings. And before we start, I would like just to top up and say if you want to support the channel, go and buy one of my books, especially that one because it's just out yesterday. Okay? If you want to support me in any way, support the channel, this is how you support me with one of these big lovely chunky books. Okay? So thank you very much for that. So let's get into a bit of ink. What brush shall we use today? Oh, I've topped it. I filled my ink right to the top. I don't know why I do that. It's a very bad habit. It's like, let's just kind of put in a nice kind of feeling. That's nice. I do like to make a nice kind of messy beginning. It does just give me some, gives me a sense of taking away all the stress and the worry and the panic and the, oh my god, I've got a white piece of paper, what am I going to do? And that is something that I try to promote on this channel. Any way that you feel is like if making a nice hot cup of tea will take that stress and worry and whatever. I have no idea what I'm drawing, but I'm just feeling. And that's something that will take a lot of that stress and pressure and all that kind of bad nervous feelings away. Okay, so I'm starting to see a face. And sometimes as you're drawing it, just things just kind of appear. And I'm not quite sure why, but I'm feeling something. Now, a lot of people start their drawings and get very deep into the pressure of they have to produce something incredible, amazing, and they have 15 minutes to do it. And that's not really the way I approach it. Obviously, it's very different from like when I'm doing the illustrations in the book. You see, like in the book, the style is very different. Let's find a drawing in there. You'll see the style. You'll see the style in there is quite grey. There's a lot of very grey feelings in the book, and that was part of the style of the book. Again, there you can see it's a very grey tones, and that was part of the idea of the book. The idea of the book was that there's somebody who has died and who has woken up in a grey world, and it was very important for me to kind of get away from my inky style so that things don't become black. And that is really what I didn't want it to be. I didn't really want... I wanted to kind of break the mold a little bit. I wanted the ghost to be ghostly and not the traditional ghost in a sheet. That's why later on in the story they dress up in bed sheets as ghosts. And that's kind of like a little kind of joke for myself about what the process and what the what I didn't want from this book. And it's kind of like there's lots of things in there that I really didn't want to be. I mean, the ghost was obviously one of them, and I didn't want it to be my inky style. I really wanted to find something very, very kind of I wanted it to be like a soft night. That was the original kind of conversation with myself. Was really about having something that was a very kind of pleasant night. I didn't want it to be black, and that was something that I kind of stuck with quite. I'm not sure what the hell I'm doing there, but I seem to be. You know, sometimes your second brain just says, "Put that line there." You know, you hear those little voices that say, "It needs that. It needs," and sometimes it's really quite interesting just to follow those little voices. You know, follow those little kind of inspirational, you know. And don't worry, they're not like kind of nutty crazy person little voices, but it's kind of like inspirational voices, you know. And there's something that you need to listen to, you know. You need to listen to that. That sense of you know, let's call it a little angel, all right. Let's not get too kind of religious on people, but it's like a little angel in your head that's kind of saying, you know, or a little angel kind of child that's kind of saying, wouldn't it be funny if, why don't you draw that? That would be nice. That would be nice if. So now I've got some kind of creature. What are you up to, Mr. Miro? He woke up this morning with like 10,000 beans in him. He was like jumping like mad and really excited. You know? It can be some crazy little loon sometimes, you know? And see, by listening to those little voices, that has become something very interesting. Very interesting. I'm really, really enjoying that. And the nice thing about these kind of drawings that I do online is it's just me. It's just me drawing whatever I want, how I want, and there's no pressure at all. I mean, alright, I've got like 50 million billion squillion people watching me, but I can't see them. And that again is something that's like, I love this kind of YouTube channel. I mean, it's just like all these amazing people that appear and send you comments about your drawings and stuff. It is very early here, so now I'm kind of like a little bit of a slower motion this morning, but that's cool. That's cool. We're just kind of we're just kind of drawing something, and we don't even know what we're drawing, and that's the best situation. It's like my big sketchbook. You know, this channel is like my big sketchbook. And obviously I do have my Etsy page where you can go and buy some t-shirts, and if there's anything special that you want me to put on a t-shirt, you let me know. There's something pulling me there, something that's just something really just pulling me down like that. That is so freaking beautiful. There's a lot of noise in the back. It's bin day here, so you'll probably hear a lot of squeaking and beeping and whatever else going on behind me. I have a feeling that Mr. Miro is asleep. He is indeed asleep. Now he's asleep. He woke up this morning like 5 o'clock, like jumping around like a wild leopard. You know, like, hey man, wow, look, the morning's here. Like jumping around like he'd won the lottery or something, you know what I mean? He's like jumping like crazy all over the place. And then now, as I sit down to do a drawing, he is fast asleep. Of course he is. Of course he is. That's not bad. But it'd be really nice if Mr. Miro would make me a cup of coffee or something, you know. I'm gonna have a little nap, Kieran. Oh, really? Okay, Mr. Miro. Yeah, no worries. Do you want a cup of coffee or something before I fall asleep? Yeah, sure, go on. Go on, make me a quick one. Go on. Thanks very much, mate. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, I love you. You know, wouldn't that be nice? Let's get my big, long, kind of crazy beard. And you can name this whatever you want. You know, you tell me what I'm drawing, because I have no idea what it is. Some kind of beastly demon. I'm still not even sure what this black line is my brain's told me to draw. What the hell? Don't always listen to your second brain, you know. It really gets you in trouble a little bit, you know. But yeah, I do appreciate all the people that buy the book. The book has been a battle for the last... It's probably been a year in the making, you know. It's just been... So I really do appreciate this whole... You know, lots of people are always asking about, how can I support you? How can I... And it's always very difficult to say, well, watch. You know, you can support me by just watching the channel, man, you know. Oh, man. What have I done now? Great, I got a black face. Bloody hell. Yeah, so people are always asking about how I can support you. How can I support you? And you know, so the book is there as a, if you like the channel, if you like what I'm drawing, if you'd like to support me, go and buy a book. Oh man, I've got a great face. Oh dear. Sometimes it's not good to have a channel. All this stuff is evidence against my lunacy. But there is also an Etsy channel there. You can go across and buy a couple of wacky t-shirts of sorts. He's kind of cute face, isn't he? Right, maybe this is going to be an arm. Maybe that would be an arm. That'd be quite a good arm, actually, wouldn't it? Lots of new followers this month too, so I'm very pleased. I think there's like 120 new people this month. How amazing is that, you know? You got all these people from God knows where all joining the channel. It's just I love it. I find that's one of the incredible things about things like YouTube and those types of channels. Although I'm not a big, well, I say I'm not a big user of the channels, but I do post quite a bit. The internet is kind of like, it's become the modern gallery in a way, you know. It's like, and that's cool. That's really, yeah, why not? Why not? Why not indeed? Didn't check if the camera's moving, did I? Yeah, it's okay. So, my apologies for having a grey face. I don't I don't always have a grey face. Oh my god. Mind you, I quite often have a grey face. You know, sometimes I turn up to the park and the people are saying, "Oh yeah, you've got ink all over your face, or you got ink all over your hands, or you got ink all over your shirt, or it's the local ink loony probably." So that is his arm. I kind of feel I need to pull that body in to kind of bring it in, you know. Bringing it in kind of gives him a nice kind of tucked out kind of feeling. Excuse that, but I feel he needs to have a kind of gorilla type chest or ape type chest. Maybe he's like a kind of like a demon of the forest. Wouldn't that be nice? And today we are just using just that nib, nothing amazing, nothing special, nothing technically advanced. It's just a nib. Ink is Talons. Winsor Newton has got too expensive, and they won't send me any freebies. And if there was a cheaper version than Talons, I would definitely be using them. If you do know of a cheaper version of the ink that's still good quality, do let me know, because I'm going through about a litre of ink every month at the moment. Yeah, a litre. So it does get expensive to just to keep buying ink these days. I mean, ink is so expensive these days. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why I need you to buy my book. So I can just keep buying ink. I kind of feel like I need to get another hand in there somewhere. Does that work? Is that going to work with that? Yes, of course it will, Kieran. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself, man. Of course it's going to work. Of course that arm will join onto that hand will join onto a arm that will attach to a body somewhere. This wild beast was out picking flowers. How lovely is that? And that's the nice thing about not planning these drawings, you know. It's like, well, you know, like, where did this idea for a beast out in the forest picking flowers come from? What part of my first brain or second brain or whatever has come up with this idea to draw such a thing? It's like, I love that. I love the way that your brain is like in control, even when you're talking and not paying attention, as I am. It's beautiful the way that your mind is just like, you keep talking, man. We'll get on and do the drawing for you. You don't you worry about it. You know. And I feel that's why we all should take a little bit of faith in ourselves. You know, faith in our own mental state. You know, stop getting into all these. I can't do this and I can't do that. Your brain will do it. Don't you worry. Just have confidence and pick up that pen. Pick up that pen today. Pick up that brush today. Pick up whatever it is today and do something. I've got friends of mine that are amazing artists. And sometimes this kind of self-confidence, doubt, whatever you want to call it, comes into play, and it's a horrible, destructive force. And the only way to kind of really combat it, to kind of fight against it, is to say, I'm cool, I'm okay. You know? Yeah, I know I'm really worried about this or that or whatever, but just take a deep breath, take a step back and just say, I'm drawing a crazy man in the forest picking flowers. And just relax. Whatever you're drawing today, just draw it and don't worry about if you're going to sell it, if you're going to paint it and frame it and whatever. Just enjoy the process. And that's 90% of the whole battle, is basically doing that. I'm gonna darken that in, and then I'm going to move that other nipple because I don't really feel like it can get seen over there. We'll merge that back in. There we go. That looks much better. And the more that you kind of say, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, chill out, it's okay, the more you will enjoy the process. And the process is the important thing. Now, again, something is coming in to tell me that this beast in the forest is wearing some kind of kilt. What? Yes. He's a Scottish beast. He's a Scottish beastie. Lovely. That actually really works well, doesn't it? Of course he's wearing a kilt. Get some kind of tartan pattern onto it. There's nothing better than drawing, honestly, for any of your mental health issues or whatever you're going through, whatever stress you're going through, draw. Just don't get important about it. It don't have to be a big drawing like this. Just get a little notepad and just sit there and just draw a little something. That's his hairy legs underneath, just in case you ask. And honestly, try it. Just get a notepad and just sit there and just don't say you have to draw Leonardo da Vinci's what, okay? Because that's just putting pressure on your own mind and your own resources and your own mental whatever. Just imagine that you've got two brains and you're going to switch into that other chilled out, relaxed brain and just draw something. Draw a little cat or a little rabbit or something nice and simple. That's really quite a lovely little drawing. Quite a lovely little character with a very sweet type of feeling to it. And I'm really kind of thinking that I would really like to put some, I don't know, should I do it, should I not? Well, of course, let's just do it. What are you worried about? Let's get a reasonably chunky brush. And I've got this feeling that I want to kind of put some trees in there in the background. And the trees are this kind of shadowy shape in behind him. We can just about see them there. And that's the trees. And I think that will just add a little bit of this feeling of him being in the forest. That really quite feels nice, doesn't it? Do you see by having just nothing really very kind of tree-like, just the fact that we're having long grey lines just in there with a little bit of texture water going on, and that gives us this feeling of him being out in the forest picking some flowers. How beautiful is that as an image? Lovely. You know who his face reminds me of? Is that singer? Walk this way. Aerosmith? Aerosmith. That's the one. Aerosmith. Some clever person will tell me his name. I think he looks fabulous. And there we have a wonderful, and what we need to do is we need to frame this bad boy. Oh, that's gonna, of course it's gonna bleed into my trees. Of course it is, you silly man. Right. I'm only going to blot that because I don't want it to go into his horns, you know. What do you think about today's drawing? Lovely. That's come up really nice. Let's get in here and just put my name wherever. What did I do with my pen? Is it that one? There's something beautiful about just kind of letting go and drawing something. And I encourage all of you people that have forgotten, maybe you used to draw when you were younger and haven't drawn in years, go and get a pad. Just draw. The whole world is getting so crazy at the moment, so unfriendly at the moment. You need art in your life. You need it. Just sit and draw whatever you want. Draw a little bird, or draw a little fish, or draw a little cat, or draw a little donkey, or butterfly, or whatever we've been drawing this week. And I really encourage you every time I sit and do one of these videos. Usually they take about half an hour. Sit, get your pad and draw with me. Don't have to copy what I'm doing, but just get into the process of sitting down for half an hour. You can do half an hour and just turn off that crazy life that's going on around you and just draw. It's the most beautiful experience you will ever have in your life. You might get a bit messy, but that's part of the fun too. So that is today's drawing. He's quite cute. So I'm going to go and wash my face. You're going to go and buy my new book, The Ghostabulous Experience. Go and buy one. Go and treat yourself. A lovely cover to it. And I love that orange too. Got to be careful, don't get ink all over it. Because I've only got one copy at the moment. I've got a whole batch in the post. But thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying my video. And I will see you again very, very soon for another drawing. Maybe you'll join me. See you soon. Bye-bye.